Welcome to RJR Riddles. There will be 6 riddles and 10 seconds for each. The Vampire Chase. Once, a vampire was following you in a lonely street at night, and you saw a house in front of you, and you went inside and shut the door behind you, and saw 3 tubes in front of you, and one tiny tube separated from them. And in all those tubes, there were some passages through which you can escape. The first one led to an inner part of an active volcano. The second to an iceberg in the middle of the ocean. The third to an island with a never ending thunderstorm. And the fourth to a pot full of acid. Through which will you go? You have 10 seconds. Time's up. You can just wait till the morning, and the vampire would vanish away due to the sunlight. A robo. Once, a scary robot started to attack you, and you had 3 objects near you to save you from the robot's attack. One was a screwdriver, another a pencil, and then a remote. What object will you use to save yourself from the robo? You can use the remote to shut the robo off. The mad scientist. Once, a scientist tied you above 3 cans. In one of the can, there was an acid that could melt through metal, and the second filled with lava that had been collected 3 years before, and the third filled with ice that contained bacteria and sharp pieces of glass. On which will you fall to save your life from the scientist? You have 10 seconds. Times. You can fall into the can filled with the lava because it must have dried up and you must have no damage in your body. Who is not smart? Once there were 2 men who were not smart, and one was the worst and could have an accident. One was a pilot and one was a man driving a car. They both were sleeping. Whom do you think is not smart? You have 10 seconds. Time's up, guys. The man who is driving the car is not smart. The pilot must have an helper or an assistant pilot who will be driving the plane, or he can use the autopilot mode in the plane. But this man is alone and he does not have anyone else to substitute him. So he must have had an accident after sleeping. Trapped in a cage. Once, the same mad scientist who tied you under a rope trapped you in a cage, and you had three switches nearby, and the scientist said to you, you can press any of these switches to escape, and the first switch will allow ants and other insects that will bite you inside the cage, and the second allows water to flow, and the third would put the cage inside a room filled with burning fire. Which will you choose? You have 10 seconds. Time's up. You can choose the switch that uses the water, because water will flow out of the cage because the cage has bars that have too much gap in between them. The trap door. Once, the same scientist who put you in the cage put you in another room and said to you, you can choose any door to escape. The first one led to a room full of lions that were hungry for one day, and the second led to a room with huge Venus flytrap plants that could gobble a human alive, and that could walk, and were the size of an elephant. And the third led to an ninja thief who was born in 1946. Through which door will you escape? You have 10 seconds. Time's up, guys. You can run through the door where the ninja thief is because he was born in 1946. So now it's 2021 and you would have died by now. So thank you all. Like and subscribe our channel and click the notification button for our more videos.